Here I am again, my corner TR. My name is Carlos. I have a nice shirt that says, "That's what I do, drink tea, and I know things." Yeah, today I mowed the lawn. It takes me about 3 to 4 hours. It's a pretty lawn, but 2 acres of lawn. And yeah, you people that are like, "Oh, it's destroying the environment." I don't think I've ever watered this lawn. So chill. Like, I mean, you stay out there too long and you grow grass on yourself. So grass is not difficult to grow here, and it is hot and humid today, and I am beat up. So I decided I was gonna drink more Shane, but I didn't want to go that hard on myself with like a lemon or something that is like super bitter. So what better than yellow flakes? Yes, yellow flakes from 2024 farmer leaf. And you need to know that yellow flakes, as far as I know, were thrown away before. In fact, there are places where, and he has a video about it, where you go and everyone like takes a turn, pays, I guess, to do it, and they sort out the yellow leaves that are kind of just starting to become yellow, you know, older leaves. But they taste sweeter and it's more mellow OT. It doesn't taste bad at all, actually. I like it. And to tell you the truth, I cannot tell that much between shanks unless they're like extremely bitter and astringent, and I'm like, oh my, I can't have this. But this is very nice, and I have to say, by the way, sold out, so too bad. Wait for the next batch of yellow flakes, 2025, I guess. I have to say that I would recommend anyone who's trying to get into like Yongsheng and understand the profile, and also kind of like being a little bit um, concerned about the brewing being too sensitive or whatever. This is easy, it's not astringent at all. And in the website they say that these are made with ancient leaves. What is that? I don't know. Ancient, 300 years, 100 years. People call me ancient, and I'm 46. So yeah, this is intense color, but it's not astringent. It's not bitter. It definitely has the particular profile of Shane. It is doing its job at making me want to go do things that I don't want to go do, like building a chicken coop. Another one, a third one. It has some sort of like honey smell to it. Um, I don't know about the dried leaves. I didn't smell them. I'm sure it's got that classic dried apricot type of smell. But I treat it a little bit harder. So like this one is keeping the lid on, and I'm letting this water treat it a little bit harder. It reminds me of yerba mate and that level of bitterness, but it's not bitter. It's kicking in though. I do feel the energetics of it. It's a very pleasurable thing to be drinking in a very hot day. And well, I mean, I was ready to take a nap after mowing the lawn and having to clean the lawnmower, then searching for ticks on me and doing my laundry because I change clothes, man. I have laundry here, so I can just change clothes. I change clothes often because that's how you keep those things from little grass vampires from sucking up your blood. It's enough with the government, blood sucking parasites in my lawn. This is the house loan. When you get a loan for a house, that money is not in the bank. It didn't exist before. So it's not like they have like a stash of money and they're like, all right, you can have a stash of money to buy your house. No, that money doesn't exist. They just pop it into existence. The banks, yes, the banks. And then they get paid that what? I know, right? Then you pay them your mortgage and that's how the system works. It's all an illusion because we all agree that that's how it goes. It really doesn't have any value. Just another way of owning us. And inflation, which happens not because prices are going up of lack to lack of supplies or anything. They're trying to convince you in the news or social media that inflation means that things are getting expensive. That's not what inflation means. Inflation is too much of something. So having too many dollars circulating because they get created into existence is what then makes it so your dollars, because you have too many, they don't have the same value. So you need to pay more for an ounce of gold. You need to pay more for a loaf of bread. You need to pay more for a bunch of stuff. So be careful that you know the semantics of what inflation is, because that's a way of deflecting the responsibility on how they managed to do policy. But yes, I'm still talking about blood-sucking parasites. But if you think about the fact that they can just create these budgets and bring the ceiling up of their money creation out of nothing, the only value we have is pretending to be very powerful, maybe, and I know that's kind of in question right now. But the point is that they create this money, and if they can't create money, why aren't they creating enough money to pay all of our taxes? Why are we paying taxes? Why? If they can't create money out of nothing. Have you thought about that? I think that it's just a ritual of humiliation. So, we keep being put down and some of what we produce gets taken away from us, even on top of how we need to work more hours to buy the same thing. So the value over time, we're taking our life away. Yes, blood-sucking parasites. It takes more time to buy the same thing. You need to work more. Things are going up, not your wage, not your income. Well, at some point, people nearby here in the Northeast were drinking tea, not alcohol, and talking about these things. In Boston, a couple of hours away from here, people drinking tea and talking about the fact that we're getting screwed by a tyrannical government, and we decided that we're not gonna put out with the king anymore. I mean, I wasn't there. I'm a fucking pussy, really. I'm not gonna fight anything. I'm just gonna move away to whatever. Um, but yeah, that was the talk of today, I guess. A little bit of like, hey, you know, but That said, the way this works is that the more that you rely on the system, the more that can happen. And the more that you produce yourself, whether it is food or energy or whatever it is, and the least you buy, says the guy who has like probably a quarter of a ton of tea sitting around the house, the less you buy, the more power you have. But if you're going to buy stuff, buy things that are worth the money at the moment you buy them, because if that money is put in the bank, it's not gonna, it's just gonna evaporate away like a piece of ice. Well, a piece of ice melts, but even though it still evaporates, it has a different name. It's not evaporation. However, investment in assets such as your skills and tools and supplies to make repairs, um, non-perishable foods bought in bulk, put away, in a way that will preserve them for longer, um, rechargeable batteries, solar systems that are not the ones that they put on your roof and they connect to the grid. That stuff is garbage, is an absolute fraud. Don't call a company for that. I'm talking about your own off-grid battery inverter solar system that you run your stuff that is important with, has nothing to do with the grid. Because at some point you keep building up on that, you're not going to need the utilities either. And maybe you're only left with property taxes and your mortgage, which was created from thin air. And the property taxes that are calculated upon how much your property is worth, which equals basically to the amount of money is worth, and it will be caused by the fact that there is inflation, which is caused by them, by overprinting. So your house now is like three times more expensive, so your taxes are three times more expensive. And you know what that is called? It's called rent. And if you don't pay the rent to the king, they kick you out of your little ranch or your house because you don't pay the property taxes. Even if you own your house right away, I mean, right off, you own the house, you paid the whole mortgage somehow. If you don't pay those taxes because you're like 80 years old, they'll kick you out. They'll take your house. Taxes, property taxes that are, if they're like here in the country, like out in the sticks, there's a couple of older people, let's say, and they're like 90 years old, and their house somehow has gone up from $30,000 to $300,000, then the property taxes are going to become unaffordable. And what is going to happen to them? Well, you see how long I had this tea there? Look at that. It's very good. I mean, and you can tell right now that it's been brewing for a while, and I no astringency, no bitterness. There is an immediate sweetness that comes back to my mouth, like you get wrapped around, and then after that, there's like a coat of flavor of the tea, and there is a wraparound of sweetness, like a film of some sort of fruity. I mean, within reason, fruity within reason. It's awesome. I mean, I can't believe that this was just like thrown away. Pretty good. Um, but yeah, let's say that now I don't know how many minutes we are into the tea session, but you can tell how animated I became and how I started like talking about things. And I started the video like, "Bleh," I had maybe one serving, and I'm feeling real good right now. So I'm gonna go make that little chicken coop. It's gonna be for 6 chickens. It's gonna have wheels, and I'm gonna be moving those chickens around and get them to eat those blood-sucking parasites. You know, the grass vampires, the ticks. If I any people from China in the viewers, are there ticks in China? I bet there are. There are in Chile, in the other hemisphere, but not ticks from deer. So there are different species of tick. We don't have that, like dog ticks. Um, so yeah. Well, anyhow, without the intention to entertain you for no purpose, I will leave you until next time.